Hey there, thank you for coming back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome. I am coming on here to do the introduction with my bare face because what we're going to be doing today is doing a first impression wear test of the new Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. And I don't know about you, but as soon as I saw the cover of this new Innisfree Cushion Foundation, I am immediately reminded of the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation. So what we're actually going to be doing is that we're going to be wearing the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation on one side, and then on the other side I'll apply the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, and we'll see how these two cushion foundation compare to each other. So let's get right into the application of these two products. The Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation is available in 4 different shades, from a 17N to a 23N, and the shade that I chose for myself to try out today is number 21N, which is the neutral undertone vanilla shade. This is also the same color that we'll be using for the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation. Before I apply the cushion foundation to my face, I just want to show you guys the texture on the cushion puff. So one half of the cushion puff, we have a smooth texture, and on the other half, we have some air holes. And I believe that this is so you can adjust the level of coverage that you want on different parts of your face. So I had just finished applying the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation on this side of my face, and I just want to show you guys what the level of coverage of this cushion foundation is before I apply the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation on the other side. I use pretty much 1.5 layers of this product on my face. I use only 1 layer on the perimeter here, and then in the center I did build up a little bit more coverage, and I feel that you can definitely build up some more coverage if you want. So this is probably about a medium buildable coverage cushion foundation. From this distance, I think you can see pretty well that this cushion foundation, even though only a medium coverage, has pretty good pore and pigmentation coverage, because the area here, which is my butterfly zone, looks pretty smooth and seamless, and you don't see any of the redness that I usually have around my nose anymore. So look over here, I definitely have redness in this butterfly zone. Over here, that has been covered up pretty well. Since I just applied this cushion foundation to my skin and it hasn't completely settled down yet, the finish at this moment is about a satin finish. There's definitely still a little bit of glow on my skin, and this might change as the foundation settles down some more and dry down a little bit more. So we'll take a look after we apply the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation as well, just to see what the finish is going to be like at that point. I want to now zoom you guys in closer so you can take a better look at what the pores on my nose are doing. Okay, I have to say that I am quite impressed, and quite unexpectedly impressed, with the pore coverage of this cushion foundation, because even at this close of a distance, I really cannot see any of the blackheads peeking out. And the cushion foundation also doesn't seem to be going inside the pores and just sitting inside instead of covering up the pores, which is really, really nice. The other thing that I really like is that even at this close of a distance, I don't think you can sense any of the powderiness from the cushion foundation. My skin still looks like skin, which is again something quite surprising given how much powder Innisfree claims to be included in the formulation of the foundation. I am now going to apply the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation on the other half of my face quickly, and then come back to show you guys how the two sides compare to each other. So here we have my face with both of the cushion foundation already on. On my right side, we have the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. And on my left side, we have the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, both in shades 21N. I think the two shades that I have in the Innisfree and the Laneige Cushion Foundations match each other pretty well. I cannot really detect any difference in the undertone or in the shade depth. The coverage of these two cushion foundations are also about the same, medium buildable, and I try to use the same amount of the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation on my left side as the amount that I use of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation on my right side. The one area that I can see a significant difference in the coverage level of these two cushion foundations is actually underneath my eyes. So if you concentrate on the triangle area under my eyes, on the right side, which is the side that I use the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, the dark circle has been covered better than on the left side. On this side, the dark circle is still pretty visible, and also it goes down pretty far as well. The other thing is, I think on this side, the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation did not just cover the dark circle, it also slightly smoothed out and blur out that area a little bit more than on the side that I use the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation. Let's now focus on the butterfly zone, which is my usual trouble area that I care a lot about coverage, especially texture coverage. So on the side of the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, the pores have been covered somewhat, but as you can see on the side of my nose here, there is a little bit of a tendency for the foundation to go inside the pores instead of covering up the pores or smoothing over the pores. And also you can see the texture that I have here still pretty clearly, whereas on the side of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, it seems that the texture is not quite as severe, as in the texture has been blurred a little bit more and my skin looks a little bit more smooth. Another thing I want to say is that especially if you focus on the side of my nose here, especially this part, you can see more of the powderiness coming from the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation because it's already started to crease just a little bit. Whereas on the side of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, I'm not really detecting any creasing and my skin just looks like smooth skin. So it's been about 10 minutes since I finished applying both of these cushion foundation to my skin, and the finish of both of these products is a skin-like satin matte finish, where the light is hitting my face, so particularly near the high points of my cheeks, as well as this area right underneath my eyes, you can still see a little bit of glow, though the glow is nowhere near a glassy glow or like a greasy glow. So I think even people with very oily skin might be able to wear both of these cushion foundation. The feel on the skin of both of these products are also, again, very similar. I'm not detecting any kind of tightening or tingling around the areas that my skin is a little bit more dry. I've decided that I want to test how these two cushion foundation hold up without any kind of finishing powder. So I'm not going to be applying my usual Makeup Forever Ultra HD pressed powder to my skin. I'm now going to be going off camera to finish up my makeup, and when I come back, we'll be doing a transfer test. I am back with my full face of makeup on, so let's now do the transfer test. I'm going to be pressing this piece of tissue onto my face and hold it there for a little bit to see how much product is going to come off. So here is the piece of tissue that I just pressed onto my face. Since there were no products being transferred over to the tissue in our transfer test, this suggests that you are probably going to be doing just fine with these two cushion foundation even under a mask. I am now going to go on with the rest of my day as usual, and then come back at the end to let you guys know what I think of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation on its own as well as in comparison with the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation. Hey guys, I am back now after a full day of wearing both the new Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation and the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, and I have definitely developed more complete thoughts on the new Innisfree Cushion Foundation. But first, let's take a look at what my face looked like at the midway checkpoint, which is about 4 hours into my wearing both of the cushion foundation. You can actually start to see a little bit of powderiness coming up on the side of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, though not by a lot. And one thing I really like about both of these cushion foundation is that they seem to control my oil production pretty well, because even though I did get a little bit shinier in the butterfly zone, I wouldn't say that I actually look greasy or that I needed to blot at all, which is a plus definitely for those of you who have an oily T-zone. Other than me getting a little bit shinier and that I was able to start seeing a little bit of the powderiness on the side of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, there was also a little bit of creasing happening on that side. However, the creasing wasn't severe, and the creasing also did not emphasize any kind of texture or pores that I have in the butterfly zone, unlike on the side of the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, where the creasing also meant that I lose some of the coverage that I have in that area. Other than the butterfly zone, I would say that all the other parts of my face look pretty intact, and I had actually went out for a walk before I did my midway checkpoint, and I wore a mask on my walk, and none of the coverage got rubbed off by the mask at all. And now here is what my face looked like after 8 hours of wearing both the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation and the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. Other than the fact that I look kind of glowy because I was sweating a little bit and my face got a little bit pink because it's a little bit warm outside, I don't see a lot of the coverage being rubbed off on either side of my face. There is definitely more creasing now compared to the time that I did the midway checkpoint on both sides, but just like the midway checkpoint on the Laneige side, this creasing caused a little bit of loss of coverage, while the creasing on the side of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation is still not very severe, and you can barely see it even at a closer distance. What I like the most about both of these cushion foundation is that my face look very natural, and it almost as if I didn't really put any kind of base makeup on and I had just put a little bit of tinted moisturizer maybe, because my skin wasn't completely covered and it looked like skin. So in short, I think that the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation is very similar to the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, except in two things. First, I think the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation definitely has better coverage, particularly pore and texture coverage, compared to the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation. As you can already tell when I apply the two cushion foundation on my face, the texture on the side of the Innisfree Cushion Foundation was smoother and more blurred out compared to the side of the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation. I also felt that all of the redness around my nose got covered better by the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. The second thing that made the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation better than the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation is definitely the lasting power. Even though the weather where I'm living is quite warm at the moment, and I'm definitely a little bit more sweaty and oilier in this kind of weather, the foundation wears well on my skin even though I am not wearing any kind of primer underneath it, and I did not also use any kind of powder on top of it. There is very little creasing, and even the little creasing that does happen is quite unnoticeable even at a closer distance. And most importantly, I think even though there is a little bit of creasing, I did not lose any of the good pore coverage that I saw at the beginning of the day with the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. Another cushion foundation that the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation reminds me of is the new version of the Hera Black Cushion Foundation. However, the Hera Black Cushion Foundation is quite a high coverage cushion foundation with very, very good pore coverage. So if you thought that the Hera Black Cushion Foundation is higher coverage than you need, you might enjoy the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. The other difference that I want to point out between the Hera Black Cushion Foundation and the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation is that the Hera Black Cushion Foundation definitely wears better with time, whereas you will still see a little bit of breaking down of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, as I already said. So now if we are to compare the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation, and the new version of the Hera Black Cushion Foundation, I would say that all three are very good options for wear during the summer or the hotter months of the year, and they're also very good option for wearing under a mask. However, if you are looking for something with very good pore coverage, the starting point should probably be the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. And if you need a little bit more coverage, then the Hera Black Cushion Foundation is the way to go. Pore coverage is definitely not something that the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation excels in. The finish of all three of these cushion foundations are very skin-like, so I don't think you could go wrong choosing any one of these three options if you are into a natural finish for your base makeup. They also wear very well and feel pretty comfortable on the skin even with an extended period of wear. If I have to choose one with the worst lasting power and maybe a little bit of discomfort throughout the day, then I would have to say that it is going to be the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, though again, I want to point out that I'm being nitpicky because even though it has the worst wearing power and also maybe feels the least comfortable out of the three options, it's still a very comfortable cushion foundation. That is all for my video today on the first impression wear test and comparison of the Innisfree No-Sebum Powder Cushion Foundation. All in all, I completely recommend that you check out this new product from Innisfree, especially if you are looking for a cushion foundation with better pore and texture coverage than the Laneige Neo Matte Cushion Foundation, but you did not want to go all the way with the high coverage of the Hera Black Cushion Foundation new version. Hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video and also consider subscribing to my channel for more content on Korean beauty in the future. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I'll see you guys in my next video.